The king of the Transformer movies is back. What's going on, everybody? All right, so look, check this out. So this is a rumor that's going around, but apparently this doesn't look like it's a rumor. This looks like it's legit, and this is actually starting to come together. Apparently, Michael Bay wants to come back and do another Transformers movie. Now, let's not forget, we also have that G.I. Joe crossover with Transformers. And when I saw Rise of the Beast and they were setting that up, I was like, you need Michael Bay for that. You need it, because that's going to be action. That's G.I. Joe. He's already done, 5 films. He's had the military in it. I mean, why not? It's in that style and that tone and all that good stuff. After Michael Bay, all these movies have been going downhill. It's proven by now, because after 3 different directors, 3 different takes, it hasn't been working with the studio. And now, hearing this announcement that's floating around the internet, it has everybody right now talking, good and bad. And that's good, because Michael Bay is the king when it comes to the Transformers cinematic universe. Say what you want. You might not like it. You might not like his movies, and it might not be quote unquote G1, or it might not be accurate, but you know what? It made money. That's all that matters. All these other 3 films after Michael Bay, Bumblebee, Rise of the Beasts, and Transformers 1 did not work. Let me repeat that. They did not work. Okay, they made a little bit of money, but they didn't make the money that Michael Bay and the Bayformers made when he was directing these films. And sure, Michael Bay has been attached to producing all of these other films and stuff like that. That's cool. That's just a producer. But the difference is him coming back to direct another movie is amazing. Long live the Bayformers and restore the Bayverse, because that's where the quality is at with this brand. I've already spoken about this. How do you go about on building and continuing what's already there? Let me break it down to you. So if Paramount Pictures, you're listening, Hasbro, you're listening, and the Transformers brand, listen up, because I'm about to show you how it's supposed to be done and what you can do with what you already have there, right? This is how you go about on it. You bring back the original cast from the previous films before the 4th film. You bring back Mark Wahlberg and the same cast just for the continuity, so it can all connect and it can all add up. It doesn't have to connect, because of course it doesn't connect with any of the other films with what we got after the Bayformers. Let's just focus on this universe and where things left off with Michael Bay and The Last Knight. Sure, a lot of people have mixed reactions with The Last Knight, but I enjoyed it for what it is. The story wasn't all that, but you know what? The action was what I cared about, and that's all I care about. Seeing these robots going at it, fighting and stuff like that. You have the Dinobots that were still there from Age of Extinction, and of course you have them, we saw Grimlock and, like 2 or 3 of them just there, that they were just kind of thrown in the background. Focus on them. Bring them in to the next film. You want to do a big cinematic universe and go all out? This is how you do it. You bring back all these characters, because we were supposed to get an Age of Extinction Volcanicus, and they were supposed to combine, and last minute the studio decided not to. And as you can see with the toys and stuff like that, they were all supposed to build and combine and do, like what these combiners do. Now you throw that into the next film, that's going to be amazing. Remember, The Last Knight left us on a cliffhanger with Unicron. How do you tease this big villain? He's the biggest threat, and you don't do anything with them. Now is the time, because if you're going to do a crossover with G.I. Joe, look, I don't know the lore of G.I. Joe. I've never been a fan of G.I. Joe. But what I do know is that it involves military, it involves explosions, tanks, awesomeness, badass, and that's all I care about, honestly. And that's what we need. I don't care if the story is like whatever. I just want good action films. That's it. Good entertainment. And that's what Michael Bay delivers. He gives us good entertainment. When I'm watching a Michael Bay movie, I'm not thinking about this and that. No, I'm just thinking about, let me get, into that universe so I can fully enjoy it. And that's what really matters in the end. Now, if you're setting up Rise of the Beasts, at the end with the G.I. Joe crossover, I saw what they did. We all saw when they brought in, you know, that song from the Transformers. You know, when you see the Optimus Primal, and I was like, oh wow, like that's pretty dope. So it's kind of somewhat canon, but just because of the music and stuff. But what do? You still have the Maximals. You want to bring them into this one? They kind of look part of the Bayverse. You get what I'm saying? So those styles and things like that, you can still pull elements from that, you know? And it could be done. Just let the director do his thing. Let Michael Bay fully cook the way he wants to do it, how he wants to do it. You can make this movie easily a good 3 to 4 hours long. Yeah, it has to be that long, just because there's still things you can do with it. Hell, you want to build and do it a 2-part, make it a 2-part. You know, Transformers 6, which will be crossing over with G.I. Joe, still doing something new, different, but still staying true to what's already been established within this universe. Because let's not forget, the first 3 movies is one universe, one trilogy. The second one that we were getting was with Age of Extinction and The Last Night, was supposed to be the second trilogy, but we never got the 6th installment. This is where this one could come into play, and it would change and open the doors, because now you're doing a crossover within your own IPs, something that other studios have not been doing. You will be doing a game changer right here. This is the moment, Paramount. This is the moment, Hasbro. This is how you go about on building an epic cinematic universe, leading into a battle. If you want to do like what Marvel did and stuff like that, and what we saw in Zack Snyder's Justice League, where they were going to be setting up to face off Darkseid, now you have this big threat within the universe of the Transformers going up against Unicron. It was already teased at the end. Do it. Make it happen. And I'm telling you, you are going to make money at the box office. You want that $1 billion? You want it to cross? That's what you need to go about. You need to start bringing in these combiners. You need to start going all out with these Transformers. Focus on that. It doesn't matter they're all alien looking, but that's the point. They're aliens. They're supposed to look very advanced and, you know, completely the way that they are with the styles that we've seen with what Michael Bay has done. And of course, you have to do the same original score from what we've gotten from previous films. You know, the Autobot theme, the Decepticon themes, all that good stuff. Do it, connect it, because everything is already there. The foundation is already built. Bring in the old cast. Bring in Megan Fox. Bring in Shia LaBeouf. Bring in Mark Wahlberg. All of these people that we already seen in previous films, that's what I want to see as a fan. Make them all connect. Make them and explain it. Explain why and where they've been. Don't just introduce them and be like, hey, you haven't been in these films, but all of a sudden you're here. No, explain it real quick. What they've been up to, where they've been at, what have they been doing throughout all this time. You explain that well, and you're going to have a good, solid story just to bring everybody up to date. And this is going to increase more awareness, and people are going to be more interested because they're going to be like, well, let me go check out the old Transformer movies, starting from 2007 all the way to the newest one. That alone is going to get a lot of attention. That alone is going to get more fans. You're going to get the old fans, you're going to get the new fans, and you're going to get future fans. And not only that, people are going to be buying merchandise, because in the end, that's what it's all about. You want to sell your product. That's how you market and you sell your brand. It's already proven. Without Michael Bay, there's no money. With Michael Bay, there is money. As always, what are your thoughts? Hit that subscribe, and until next time.